Hello YouTube family, welcome to Peggy Joe's Kitchen and welcome to my channel. Today is New Year's Day and I have cooked up a feast fit for a king and a queen. My menu consists of cabbage, of course, black-eyed peas, gotta have them, cornbread, fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and some little baby okra to put on top of my black-eyed peas. I hope all is doing well. I hope that your 2023 is going to be all that you hope that it will be. Stay tuned and I will show you all the meals, all the dishes that I've cooked for New Year's Day. Be right back. So my black-eyed peas have been soaking overnight, and what I did, I went through them to make sure that the bad black-eyed peas didn't go into my pot. And these are the black-eyed peas that I used. These are the Camillas with the rose on it. I'm going to go ahead and drain the water off, and then I'll put it into my crock pot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and season up my black-eyed peas in the crock pot. I'm going in with a little garlic powder, onion powder, celery salt, some seasoning salt. Let's give it a stir. And I'm going to be using some chicken broth for my liquid for right now. And just a little sprinkle of the Knorr's chicken bouillon for a little flavor. And I'm gonna let these cook for a few hours in the crock pot. And my meat, I will be using some of this spiral ham. I'm gonna take a few slices once the beans are soft and tender. I'll go ahead and add some ham to it and let them finish cooking with that ham. This is just one way you can do it. And you can use any type of smoked meat that you like. And I like to put them in the crock pot so that I don't have to be there to watch the liquid levels. You know, just go ahead and let it go. And you want to taste your water or your broth. Go ahead and add a few more shakes of seasoning salt. And then I'm going to add 2 bay leaves. Let's give it a stir. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these started cooking, and I'll come back and show you what they're looking like in a few hours, in a couple hours. All right, so it's time to check the black-eyed peas, and they've been cooking for 3 hours, and as you can see, they're soft. So I'm gonna see here, smash it on the side. And now what I'm gonna do is cut up some onion, celery, red and green bell peppers to put inside. I'll cut these up in the food processor, and then I will saute them before I put them off into the black-eyed peas. And then also I will be putting some smoked ham off the bone in the black-eyed peas. And this ham is a half of a ham, and it's already spiral cut. I will take a few slices and kind of cut them up into chunks. And this is also going to go into my cabbage. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and saute my onion, bell pepper, celery, and garlic, and some bacon drippings. I fried some bacon this morning for breakfast, and I had some nice, clean bacon drippings left over. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to do enough for my black-eyed peas and my cabbage. And it may be a little bit more. And if so, I will save it for my next dish. I like doing that. So let's go ahead and get that sauteed up. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of some seasoning salt in it, and my vegetables. So we want everything to have some flavor. Let's get that stirred up. I'm going to saute it for another 2 or 3 minutes, and it'll be ready to put into my black-eyed peas. All right, so my vegetables are sauteed enough because they're still going to cook down a little bit in my black-eyed peas and also when I cook my cabbage. So I don't want them real soft. Just kind of give it a head start. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of my onion, my seasonings, my vegetables into the black-eyed peas. Put 2 generous scoops and then get that stirred in there. And next we'll be putting the ham in there. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of brown the ham a little bit in the skillet. And I'll bring you back. All right, let's go ahead and put a little bit more of the bacon drippings. and put some ham chunks in there. What I did was took the bottom part of the ham and cut off the part that wasn't spiral cut. So I have some chunks to go into my black-eyed peas. All right, I think that's enough. Go ahead and get those kind of browned up. And I cooked the black-eyed peas on high for about 2 to 3 hours. And then I turned it down on low. And once I put all my seasonings and my ham back in, then I'll turn it back up and let it cook for probably another hour. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is going to be my New Year's dinner, New Year's Day dinner. And this, down at the bottom, that's the sugar cured part of the ham. I'm going to deglaze my skillet and put that into my black-eyed peas as well. I'm going to deglaze it with a little bit of chicken broth. All right. Oh, that's nothing but flavor there. And that's all going into the black-eyed peas. Let's get my spatula. Look at there. That's good old flavor. Put just a little bit more. Turn it up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pour this into my black-eyed peas. All right, let's get all that flavor out of there. All right. Now let's stir it. Oh yeah, those are going to be really flavorful. Okay, so now it's time to taste my broth. That's perfect. Now it just needs to cook down just a little bit more. Let's go ahead and top it up. And I'm going to turn it on high and let it go. All right, let's check our black-eyed peas. Oh yeah. Those are going to be really, really good. See the ham? scrape the sides, because that's flavor too. Okay, let's go ahead and cover it back up and let them go a little bit longer. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, wow. They're looking really, really good. Let's just go ahead and, sorry about that. And scrape. All right, okay, look at there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now to thicken the beans up, you just take your spoon and you want to kind of mash your peas, and that's called creaming them, or that's what I call it. It makes them really nice and creamy, thickening up the juice part of it's almost like a gravy. Okay, let's take the spatula, a rubber spatula, and go around and get all that. Okay, let's go ahead and mash a few more. See how thick it's getting? Let's see, let's show you. Okay, let's go ahead and cream them up just a little bit more. And there you have it. Black-eyed peas with ham. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do will be the cabbage. And I've already cut the cabbage and washed it. I have the light part of the cabbage in one bowl and the dark greens in this dish here. And I've already sauteed my onion, bell pepper, celery, and garlic. And we'll be using some chicken broth. And I have some off the bone ham. So let's go ahead and get my pot heated up. And I'll be putting some bacon drippings, some of the bacon grease into my pot. And I will, since I've already sauteed my seasonings, I'll go ahead and brown up my ham. Okay, so I'll put a couple teaspoonfuls of the bacon drippings. All right, let's go ahead and drop our ham in. Get the ham kind of browned on each side. All right. Okay, so you see how the ham is leaving behind some of the, this comes from the sugar on the ham. Okay, so now what I want to do is go ahead and deglaze the bottom of my pot with some chicken broth. And this is going to give the cabbage a really good flavor. It'll have that smoky flavor from the ham. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn it back up. And you want to add your green ones, your green leaves in first, because they're a little bit tougher and it takes a little bit longer for them to cook down. All right, so now we're going to go in and put some of our seasonings. This is onion powder. Let's go ahead and give it a good shake. Garlic powder. A little celery salt. And some seasonal. Stir it up. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add more chicken broth. And bring this to a boil. And then we'll cover the pot and let the green leaves of the cabbage cook down and get tender. Okay, let's go ahead and cover our pot. Okay, so now the green leaves are really cooking. So what we'll do, go ahead and give that a stir, and we're going to add our sauteed vegetables. This is the onion, green bell pepper, red bell pepper, celery, and garlic. So a couple spoonsful of that. Okay, we'll let them continue to cook down. All right, it's really cooking now, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the fire down a little bit. And I have here some garlic butter that I made, so I'm going to pour a little bit into the pot. And I'll pour the rest once we get the other parts of the cabbage cooked down. Ooh, that made it smell so good. And the way I make my garlic butter is just melt some butter down and put some garlic powder in it. And then you have some garlic butter. All right. All right. Let's check out our dark green part of the cabbage. All right, so now it's time to put the other part, the lighter leaves. Put a couple handfuls in, and then we'll sprinkle some seasoning on top of each layer. Go in with some seasoning salt, some garlic powder, celery salt, and onion powder. And put another layer. Repeat with the seasonings, with the spices. Okay, let's try to get the rest of them in. They'll cook down, so I may have to let it kind of steam down a little bit in order to get them all in the pot. So I got them all in the pot. We'll put some seasoning, and then we'll put the top on it and let them cook down. Okay, let's go in and move them around. See if we can get the ones that's on the top down to the bottom so that they can start cooking. But if not, don't worry, because the steam will steam them down. And then you'll be able to really get in there and stir it up once they're all wilted. Okay, let's taste the broth. All right, so once it cooks down a little bit more, then I'll add a little bit more of the spices. All right, let's see what it's looking like. Let's go ahead and stir them. Oh yeah, they're cooking down really good. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my garlic butter. Okay, let's get a taste. All right. Let's go ahead and put just a little bit more seasoning salt. I think that'll do it. Probably another 5 minutes, the cabbage will be done. Depending on how you like your cabbage, sometimes people like them cooked down quite a bit where they're really soft, but I like mine with just a little bit of crunch left in them, but not too hard. All right, let's check in on our cabbage. Looks like they're done. Let's give it a stir. Oh yeah, they're ready. Where's my fork? Let's try it out. So what I'm gonna do is get some of the dark green and then some of the lighter leaves. And we'll check and see how tender they are. They're perfect. Let's go ahead and turn that off. One of the other things I forgot to do was put just a couple sprinkles of sugar. And that's it. It's probably just a teaspoonful. And stir it up, and we'll just let them sit. Okay, so next on the menu is going to be fried chicken. And I cut up the whole chicken. All right, so now let's go in with our spices, and this is lemon pepper, some seasoning salt, a little celery salt, onion powder, and some garlic powder, and black pepper. Okay, let's go ahead and turn it over. Season the other side the same way. And I'm going to let the seasoning sit on the chicken for about an hour before I fry it. And I'll be frying it in a deep fryer. And lastly, a little garlic powder. Oh, and a little bit of black pepper as well. Okay, so we just want to go ahead and massage your chicken with the seasoning. And we'll let the chicken sit out for a little while before we fry it. You don't want to put stark cold meat into your grease. Okay, and you want to also put some of your same seasonings into your flour. Sprinkle a little onion powder, and garlic powder, lemon pepper, seasoning salt, and celery salt. Okay, and just for a little extra kick, I'm going to put some cayenne into the flour. Just a couple shakes. And then just shake your flour up. And you have your seasoned flour and your seasoned chicken. And I'll show you what it looks like when we start frying. All right, so the next thing we'll get started will be our okra. And some people don't like okra, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook it down in a little small pot with some butter, a little bit of water, and then put some seasoning. So let's go ahead and get the stove heated up. Let's see. Okay, so I have my water boiling. I'll go ahead and drop some butter into the pot. About 2 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt. And then sprinkle some of my seasonings in. Onion powder, a little lemon pepper, some seasoning salt, and a little garlic powder. Okay, and when we drop the frozen okra in, it's gonna bring the temperature down on the water, so we'll have to get it back up to a rolling boil, and then we'll turn it down and let it simmer until they're done. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get them tender. You don't want to cook them till they fall apart. You want them just tender. All right, let's go ahead and put the top on them. And keep an eye on it because I have it on high. We want to get a rolling boil first. All right, let's check our okra and see if they're not quite done yet. Let's let them go for another 7 minutes. All right, let's check the okra. Okay, yeah, they're done. See if you can see how easy the fork goes into it. And it falls right off. They're done. So that took about 10 minutes. And the okra is going to just lay on top of my cabbage on my plate. For those who like the okra like that, we have some. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get the macaroni to boiling for the macaroni and cheese. I have a 16-ounce box, which is 1 pound. I'm sorry, just a 1 pound box of elbow macaroni. And I'm only going to use half of it. And we're going to boil this macaroni for 7 to 10 minutes. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and get my cheese shredded. I'm going to be using an 8-ounce block of cheddar, sharp cheddar cheese, and then an 8-ounce block of mild cheddar cheese. All right, let's check and see if the macaroni is done. Just a little longer. All right, I think it may be ready. Let's try it. Okay. And it's been 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and drain it. I'm going to go ahead and pour it into the colander. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put, let's see, 7 tablespoons of butter into the macaroni. Let's get that melted up. I have 2 eggs. In my measuring cup, I'm going to go ahead and whisk them up. And I'm going to use a can of Carnation evaporated milk. All right, let's get that mixed up. Get the butter melted first. And my eggs were room temperature. Let's go ahead and pour it in. And I'm going to use two dollops of sour cream. And it's also room temperature. Let's get that mixed in. Get the sour cream, eggs, butter, and milk mixed in really well. And I already salted my macaroni. Let's taste a little bit. It needs just a little bit more salt. I'm gonna sprinkle in some seasoning salt. And get that mixed in. All right. Now I'm going to mix in my shredded cheese. I shredded it myself. You can use a cheese that's already shredded, but it has something on it that keeps it from being really creamy. So I like to shred my own. Let's get that mixed in. Let's go ahead and put a couple more handfuls in there. And I'm going to be putting it in a medium-sized Pyrex dish. A little bit more cheese. All right, let's go ahead and pour it into our dish. And it's full to the top. Let's go ahead and spread it out. And since it's so full, I'm going to put a baking dish, a cookie sheet underneath to make sure that it doesn't boil over in my oven. All right. Let's go ahead and top it with some cheese. All right, and it's going to go into the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to be frying up some chicken. Let's check it and see if the oil is hot. It's not quite ready. It's starting to get hot though. Okay, let's go ahead and start putting our chicken into the flour. The oil is hot enough. I'm going to use my little gadget, my little pigtail. You just stick it in the chicken, drop it in the flour. So I'm going to fry up 2 legs. Let's go ahead and shake it a little bit. I have 3 pieces in there so far. And here's a wing. Okay. Let's put another piece in. Okay, let's shake it off, shake the flour off, and put it in the oil. Shake the flour off. Drop it in the oil. The wing. Leg. And another leg. Let's go ahead and cover it. It'll cook a little bit faster if you cover it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the macaroni and cheese out of the oven. That looks delicious. Okay, let's go ahead and check our chicken. It's frying up nice and pretty. And I have my deep fryer set on 400 degrees. Okay, let's check the chicken again. Oh, it's frying up really pretty. Okay. Okay, it's time to start taking the chicken out. Get that wing. And the leg. Wow, that looks delicious. And I put a second batch in. I'll go ahead and cover it. Okay, YouTube, I'm going to give you a look at all the dishes that I've made. So I have black-eyed peas, cabbage, and the cabbage and black-eyed peas have ham off the bone in it. I have some baby okra that I boiled with butter and seasoning. Homemade macaroni and cheese. Fried chicken. Cornbread. And potato salad. And I'll show you what it looks like when I plate it up. This is going to be delicious. And I have another batch of chicken that'll be coming out. Okay, so here's a meal fit for a queen. Happy New Year. Have a blessed 2023. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.